Yo. In the days of old, 5 elements were known. MCing, DJing, graffiti had grown. B-boy and knowledge, the pillars of the game. But a 6th emerged, adding to the flame. Comics and hip-hop, a fusion so tight. Visual storytelling, lyrics that ignite. From the pages to the beats, a seamless blend. The 6th element, where 2 worlds transcend.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu guiding the way, bringing you the culture every day. Welcome to the 6th Element Show, where comics and hip-hop flow. Reno and Stu.
Man, that shit is catchy, bro. That shit is catchy. Stu, you muted. You're muted.
It is catchy. It is. I was singing. That's why I had to mute myself, because I was singing it too loud. You know what I mean? I was getting it in. I was over here getting it in.
Bringing you the culture every day. Yeah.
Bring you Reno and Stu. Bring you the culture every day. Yeah.
Welcome to the 6th Element Show. Al Mega, shout out. Yes, sir.
I'll shout out, man. Al Mega, man. You did your damn thing on that one, brother. And we here at 6 Element. We're gonna pay you back for that one.
Even if it was written and spitting by AI.
Doesn't matter.
You set the parameters. You set the parameters perfectly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He used technology to do something
exactly
that will be that was benefited us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with that. He used technology for the right reasons. I'm cool with that.
You know,
but when you use AIs that make Biggie projects and then make Biggie, I don't like that.
No, there's nothing wrong with using AI for some, stuff like this. Theme song or something like that. But don't use no AI talking about you did it. And don't use no AI talking about it's somebody, that really exists. Like you said, don't make no Biggie tracks that never existed. Talking about unreleased Biggie to my unreleased Biggie. Don't
do that. Biggie, listen, we already know, us real hip hop fans anyway in the culture. We know that Biggie wasn't here long enough to put out a lot. What he put out is what he put out.
Yeah,
he put out a lot, but not enough. But not like Biggie put out enough that he could do in 2 years, based on how he put out music. So like Big L, people talk about Big L, this Big L, that he's the greatest, but you can't. Big L didn't put out a lot.
No, I mean like they could like Tupac put out like fucking 19 albums.
No, we're saying the same thing. We just saying it different. We just saying it different.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. We're saying it different.
But we just saying it different. Yeah. And like if you took Tupac, Reno's right. He did put out a lot of albums, but he made music like that. Biggie in 2 years put out 3 albums. That's how he got down.
And with all the freak offs,
Dream Mafia stuff. Oh yeah, with all the freak offs going on.
How could Biggie really
put out? Yeah, it'd be hard for me to put out more than 2 albums. I'm not even gonna lie.
Stockpiling baby oil and shit.
Yeah. Baby oil and all that involved. It'd be hard for me to get 1 album out in a year if with all that going on, Reno. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I mean? I'd be too busy, I'm No,
Suge didn't make him do it. Pac was a prolific writer, bro, and Pac was writing poetry since he was a little kid. You know that? He was very, very prolific writer, man. He just
he went and he also went to school. He also went to college for acting and poetry writing and stuff. He took liberal arts. That's what he went. That was his major in college. People don't know he went to college, but he did. He went to college. Him and Jada Pinkett Smith were in college.
Casual toilet. You know what time it is.
Yeah. Well, we know you messing around, but some people don't. So we got to put it out there.
So we got to, That's right. But
sure, we are here.
Yes, we are here. We got a great show.
I got something for you. Before we get started.
You got something for y'all. Check it out. Here we go. Before we get it in, Stu got the unboxing. Oh, he got the. What is this?
The Blockies Transformers. These are Blockies Transformers. They are buildable action figures, right? Created by the Chinese toy company Blockies. Blokkees. If you want to go get you some. Now here I have some. And they're also known as Blocks, Blocks. And they are licensed versions of popular Transformers characters and are known for their buildable nature in various versions. All right. Including they have Galaxy version and they have the classic line. Now these here are the classic line
Yeah, gotta fuck
right
with the classic.
here. Yeah, and I got Prowl, who is definitely a classic Transformer. They are tempting. They are, and that's why I had to buy them. You can go online and get them. You can go straight to their website. Or you can just go to your local LCS and get them. And I think some Walmarts have them, and maybe some Targets. But Swoop, look at that. And they even have a transformable. They don't transform. So here's the thing: some of them they have their transform version. So Prowl will have a car version, and then he will have his robot version. Like Swoop has a robot version. This is a robot version. This is Swoop, the Dinobot. And then they have the Swoop transformed into the pterodactyl version. And they're very simple to put together. They're not even hard. They're very fun to put together, and they're very addictive to buy. The only thing, my only complaint about these things that I don't like, that I can honestly say, and it's not even a complaint, is that when you buy them, it's like they don't tell you who you get in the box. You just get a
Nah.
box. Nah,
Oh, it's just like
that's my only.
like a grab bag. Oh, fuck.
It's a random. You know they do that now because these, this new generation they like that, the mystery box. I don't listen.
Yeah.
They're not expensive. They're about $9 each, and that's not bad for what you get. About $9 each. But for
Yeah.
$9, I want to know what I'm getting. Now, if
Yeah.
you're a baller and you just want maybe your favorite Transformers, Optimus Prime or RC or Megatron, they have bigger versions. They're $20, right? They're about this tall compared to this, and you know what you're getting in that box. So in that box, you'll get exactly what's on the box, and you know exactly which one you're getting. But for the smaller ones, they have all the dinos. They got Grimlock, Slag, Snarl, Swoop. They got Prowl, Jazz, Megatron, Starscream,
All the
Thundercracker,
OGs.
Sky.
We got
They got all
Soundwave.
the
I
OGs.
got my boy.
They got Soundwave. And Soundwave look dope. And they even got his cassettes. They even have his cassettes. So you can get Soundwave's cassettes. And these are Blockies. Get them at your local store.
Well, there it is, man. Check out the new Blockies. Blockies it is.
And like I said, they're addictive. They are addictive. So don't
Be
get
careful.
addicted.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah, be careful.
Street Fighter. Oh man, Street Fighter. This is like the OG throwback, fucking 80s classic, early 90s, man. This was the joint. Street Fighter was it. I guess I went a little too far back. It's not really 80s. Well, yeah, they did have the arcade version.
No, it is 80s. It is 80s. The first Street Fighter came out in about 88, 89.
Cabinet.
It was a cabinet version. You could only choose between Ryu and Ken, and you went around the world fighting different people. The boss at the end of the whole thing was Sagat. And then they came out with Street Fighter 2, which blew arcaders and the whole arcade industry away.
Street Fighter 2 changed everything.
You could pick everybody. You can pick everybody that you could pick in the first one.
Everybody you fought, everybody you couldn't pick.
Yeah, but you couldn't pick. Yeah, except for they changed 2 characters. They took Mike out, which was a run on Mike Tyson. They took Jen out. He didn't come back until Street Fighter Alpha. Stu, have you seen the Transformers Action Battlers? They're much smaller, but they are awesome. Imposed with Titans. No, I haven't. I've heard of them. I've never seen them. But I have.
So
I've been because I love Transformers, and it's a lot when it comes to Transformers, but it can get expensive.
Kira Love, peace.
It can get expensive collecting Transformers because they got stuff like this. They got stuff like this, bro. And if you transform, and some of it, and it's even if you go take right now what they're doing right now, Hasbro has the Studio 86 series when it comes to Transformers, but they took the 86 off and just said Studio series, and they're coming out. They're rehashing the old things that they had and put them in the new boxes, and then they're putting the movie descriptions on the back.
That's Vel?
For the new movies that just came. That's real. For the new movies that just came out.
Nah, Akira, like that's Vel? That's Vel that was on the other day?
Oh, that's Vel. Yeah, that's Vel. Akira Love.
Vel Love. All right.
Peace. Vel Love, what's up, man? Peace.
So you know all the Street Fighter characters from the original game, that the old arcade game?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I
See, I
still
don't.
play it. I know every
After
last
Street
one.
Fighter 2, see, remember the first arcade game before Street Fighter 2? That shit was
Yeah.
a little different. It was a
It
lot
was. It
different.
was way different.
It was a
It
lot
was way
different.
different.
And
It
yeah,
was
I
way
didn't know
different.
the characters from that game. I knew Sagat, Ken, Ryu, obviously, but I didn't know no other dudes was from that joint.
No, the only ones that made the cut was you lost. Okay, you lost Joe. He didn't
Oh my
make it. He was the first person you fought in the USA. You lost a
God.
ninja, but then again, we was big in the ninjas back in the 80s. And I'm gonna keep it real for all y'all young bucks out there. And Vel knows what I'm talking about. Ninjas was the shiz niz back in the 80s. I mean, ninja
Everything was
magic,
ninja.
everything was ninja. Yeah, me and Reno talk about this a lot on this channel. It was ninja, and ninjas was like you just had to have a ninja or a barbarian. That was the thing back in the 80s. So you lost a ninja, you lost the two American characters, which was Joe and the Ninja, and they were replaced in Street Fighter 2 with Ryu and Ken. You also lost the characters in Japan and China. They added Chung Li and they added
My
Dalcy.
girl, Dalcy.
And
Yeah,
yeah, they took
Blanca.
away Mike. Mike was also a USA one. They added Brazil, which was Blanca. They took China out, and they
Vega,
added
you had Mexico,
Vega was in
right? Or
Mexico. Yeah, they
Spain.
added
Spain, right?
Spain. He was Spain. He was Spain. But he was also not a boss. So at Street Fighter 1, the boss was Sagat.
Yeah,
Sagat was the boss.
yeah.
And at Street Fighter 2, the boss was M Bison.
Right. Exactly.
And they also traded.
Which I'll
They
tell you a little
also
fun fact about M. Bison. M. Bison was actually named Balrog in Japan, and M. Bison was the Balrog character. Think about M. Bison, Mike Tyson, M. Bison. The boxer guy was M. Bison, and the guy we know in America as M. Bison was actually Balrog. If you think about Lord of the Rings, the big giant monster, there's the Balrog, the big monster. So it makes a lot more sense to have their names be Balrog and M. Bison, like T. Tyson, M. Bison, or M. Tyson, rather, M. Tyson. So yeah, it was a little Japanese American US name swap there.
Yeah. Don't forget you had Eagle, you had Guile, you had Jury,
Birdie,
M Bison, Abel.
Retsu.
Yeah, that's it. And so going back, Sagat was the default boss. And in Street Fighter 2, they explain how he got the mark on his chest was from Ryu doing the Hadouken, and that's how he got the thing on his chest. So you had Birdie. So the last three characters you had to fight was Birdie, Bison, and the dude with the two sticks, Eagle. They were the last three you fought. And then in Street Fighter 2, the last three you fought was Balrog, Bison, and Vega.
Right.
But they added a lot more characters in Street Fighter 2. But here was the dopest thing about Street Fighter. They were all playable. You could play with it. You can play with any other character in Street Fighter 1 except for Ryu and Ken. That was
Lito's Way, salute.
Lito's Way. What up?
Don. Yo, so you know my favorite dude though? My favorite dude? Secret boss. Bang.
Yeah, mine too.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my
guy.
guy. That's my guy.
Some people say I like Akuma.
Y'all want to know who's playing Akuma in the movie?
Who?
We got the scoop. We know who's playing Akuma in the movie. We got, and I'm gonna tell you something else. So despite the rumors that the movie's been shelved, we recently got word that the Legendary and Capcom's planned, live action Street Fighter reboot, because this has already been done before. Van Damme would be moving forward with Kaitao Sakurai from Backtrip at the helm, and the casting process has now begun. And after originally being reported by Nexus Point News, Deadline has confirmed that Andrew Koji and Noah Centino are in talks to play the co-lead roles of Ryu and Ken. Andrew Koji is currently the dude that's playing his name is Assam, and he's the character that Bruce Lee would have played in the original Kung Fu series, had it come out before the Keith Carradine bullshit that they made up, Bruce Lee actually invented the show Kung Fu. And it was going to be a lot different and a way fucking doper and way more Eastern influenced and more about the Chinese railroad. I mean, fucking, if you want to see what it would have been, there's a current show going on right now called God damn it, I'm gonna give you the name in a minute. Character's name is Assam, played by Andrew Koji. He's playing Ryu, so very cool there. Respectively, Jason Momoa and WWE pro wrestler Roman Reigns are also in negotiations. We don't know who Momoa is going to play yet. Blanca? I don't know. Jeff Snyder believes rather that Reigns is cast as the homie. Wow. Roman Reigns is playing Momoa from Street Fighter. Unfortunately, it's not Jason Momoa. That's what everybody was kind of hoping. But yeah,
you know what? I really wouldn't care who plays who. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm just gonna throw it out there, man. Yeah, Slade. The last Street Fighter movie was trash. It really was.
Tribal Chief Akuma. Yeah, Roman Reigns is. I'll tell you why Roman Reigns is okay.
I could go for Roman Reigns being.
He looks like Akuma.
He's built like Akuma would be in real life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Noah is the man.
Noah is the man. Now see, let's just. I'm gonna just keep it real.
Noah was trash. Noah Centino.
The video game for it was okay. The video game, and the only reason why the movie wasn't that great was because of
Noah's your boy with the tux.
We always say on this show they don't follow the story.
It was nothing like the story. Yeah.
Nah, they switched the story. If you do it
this
like
one might not though. This one might not.
Remember the movie? What's the Van Damme movie? Bloodsport. Okay. If you took the Bloodsport template and took Ryu and Ken, Ryu and Ken, and then you put that inside of the Bloodsport template. All right, now you got a movie. We can do something. We got it.
Wait, no, that's
when you start throwing in
Chun Li. Yeah.
No, you could put Chung. Nah, you can't put Chung Li in.
Bolo
Young. You could.
Bolo, and I'm not talking about Chun Li. Now you got to catch me now. I'm talking about Chun Li, Bolo Young, Chun Li from Bloodsport. The big bad in the movie Bloodsport was a guy named Chun Li.
How old is he though now?
He's like 70. He's way too old to play anything now. He's way too old to play anything now. BDBGP.
But see, he could be. Yo. Yeah, we feeling fine. Noah's playing He-Man. He said
playing
no.
He-Man.
He-Man.
Oh, that guy.
He said no. He said Noah's playing He-Man.
This is another guy, another Noah.
Look,
Noah
if you do a Street Fighter movie,
Yeah,
if you do a Street Fighter movie, it's got to go like this. You got to have Bison, Vega, and Balrog as the
gotta have
bosses.
the main dude.
And then you got to have like a tournament like they did in Bloodsport with Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Guile as your four main characters who fight in the tournament. Two of them got to get knocked off, which is Chun-Li and Guile, and Ryu and Ken have to emerge victorious over M. Bison and his Psycho Crusher and his power.
I personally hope they give M. Bison his proper name, which is Balrog, because the boxer based on Mike Tyson or M. Tyson is M. Bison. That's why his name is M. Bison, because he's the boxer. And Balrog is actually a beast, a great beast. But M. Bison, M. Bison. Think about it. M. Bison, M. Tyson, Mike Tyson, the boxer is what he was based on. He was M. Bison because he was like a bison, right? So he had the whole Buffalo Soldier thing going, right? It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing on names. I read a whole thing about it. The Japanese, how they named him, right? Balrog is the guy based on the big bad, the big monster at the end, the Balrog, right? He's the biggest monster. He's the Balrog. So that's the big boss. For some reason, for whatever reason, it's not really. No one knows for sure how the names or why the names got switched in America. could have been a fucking accident. Just some dumbass who got the fucking name wrong on the list, and it flew.
Or translated it wrong. Or just
Right,
translated it wrong. That's all.
right. This is Noah
Because Mike,
Centineo, though. By the way, this is the guy that's going to be in the Street Fighter movie.
now wait, who's he
Noah,
playing?
well, that we don't. Let me actually hang on. Here's our cast. That's your boy right there on the far end who's playing Ryu. And then in the middle guy is going to be Akuma. And then we don't know who Momoa is playing.
Jason Moore.
The guy next to Ryu there, though, could probably be playing Ken, is what they think. So think the guy with the beard right there, no beard, blonde hair. That's Ken.
He might
And
be right.
the Asian guy's Ryu. Ryu's Asian. Ryu's not American. Ryu's not Caucasian. He's Asian.
I don't know. They like the race swap nowadays. But
Yeah, they're not doing that because that would be offensive. Because Ryu's an Asian character. You can't make the Asian characters white. We did that bullshit with the goddamn
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, right?
Doctor Strange. Yeah, people hated it. Oh, they were on fire about that. My bad, I was wrong. He was cast as He-Man in like 2020, but that got shelved.
Oh yeah, there's a new dude playing. He played Adam.
Yeah.
The new guy playing
Adam played Adam Smasher. Yeah, he did play
Asian American, right, exactly. Yeah, this guy's Asian American. Bruce Lee, by the way, was Asian American, part Caucasian. His grandparent was Caucasian. So yeah, it's very he was cast literally to play Assam, which is the character Bruce Lee would have played in the show. That is basically a rewritten version of the original script that Bruce Lee gave to the studio, and they stole from him and turned into the show known as Kung Fu with David Carradine, sorry. You know, Grasshopper and all that shit.
Wait a minute. So that was Bruce Lee's idea? Kung Fu?
100%.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get out of here.
Fact.
Maybe that's why they killed Brandon Lee. Maybe he had a lawsuit. And it was like, you ain't getting that off.
Well, hey, you never know.
Yeah. Well, he still has a daughter that's alive.
Y'all know the show I'm talking. I know someone in here watches this show that I'm talking about, the Bruce Lee show. Let me tell you.
There was a show. Wasn't there a show it was a long time ago where they did karate? It was like a tournament. Was that what it was called? It was like a tournament type show.
The show's called Warrior. Yeah, see, Vel knows. But yeah, it's called Warrior. That's the joint right there. There's the logo. That didn't blow up much, did it? But that's the logo. It's called Warrior. The original script was written by Bruce Lee. The script was turned in. Let me see if Wikipedia knows anything about it. Let me see. Yep, there you go. Based on an original idea by Bruce Lee for the 1972 Kung Fu series Kung Fu that starred David Carradine and was produced by filmmaker Justin Lin. Warrior is centered around a martial arts prodigy in the late 1870s who emigrates from China to the United States in search of his sister, only to be drawn into the Tong Wars of San Francisco. This is dope shit. In a nod to Lee's idea for the character's ethnic background, Assam is a partial European ancestry. And the reason Bruce Lee wanted that to be the character is because he was going to play him, and he's partial European ancestry. So, which Andrew Koji, found fitting for the character and relatable due to his own ancestry. Speaking of the character that's playing Ryu, is also the same heritage. The first season appeared in April 2019. Blah blah blah. But yeah, that's the show. It's there you go. Wikipedia said it, so you know it's true.
I'm not even gonna touch that one. But yes, it is. If Wikipedia says it, then it's true. That's we're gonna stay there with it.
But no, this is
his daughter's Shannon Lee. She's still alive. And she did a few things. She had a small career.
I want to walk the earth like Cain, son.
But I had no idea that Bruce Lee wrote Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Never would have. You could have. If you would have told me that, I would have been like, "Huh? Are you sure about that?"
First of all, have you ever? I know you've seen the Bruce Lee movie Dragon. that came out in the 90s that everybody fucking
Yeah,
loved.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's true.
Well,
It
they
was
tell
good.
they tell that exact story in Dragon.
Yeah.
They show it. They show him come up with the idea. They show him tell this. They show him walking and talking with the producer. He's like, yeah, and he'll be like, this guy who walked the earth and get into adventures in the West. Like he literally, there's a whole fucking scene about it in the movie. And then he's sitting at home with his wife, and they get a phone call. No, yeah, they're watching on TV as the show Kung Fu debuts, and of course he's not in it. They stole it from him, and he gets the phone call that his father died same day. In the movie. You don't remember the movie? I fucking seen that movie like a zillion times. I'm a Bruce Lee fanatic. I've been in martial arts since I was 5 years old. Like this is my shit. I'm just a martial arts nerd. Forgive me. He said, yes, I missed the show. Multi likes. So this on the screen right now, what you see is the tweet from Jeff Snyder, the Insider. The Insnider. It says, just got scooped on WWE. Roman Reigns joining Street Fighter movie. Not happy. He's not happy about this casting. The only reason I'm not mad about it is because I'm sure that this guy is not, the greatest actor, but also Akuma doesn't need to be. Akuma doesn't talk a lot.
No, he doesn't.
And
he doesn't talk at all.
Yeah, and he's very one track.
Yeah, it's like a lot of one-liners, well, and he steps off after he beats you.
Yeah, and he's got one fucking, emotion. Like he's not. Yeah, he's not going to be, portraying his feelings, right? It's not. So I'm not worried about it.
No.
But he said last month, Nexus Point News reported that Noah Centineo and Andrew Koji were talks to play Ryu and Ken, the Street Fighter movie that's in the works at Legendary Pictures. I've since learned that it is true. And additionally, I'm told that WWE wrestler Roman talks to play TK. TK? TK? Reno Range is playing Akuma in Street Fighter. All right, there we go. Kitaro Sakari, Bad Trip, will direct from a script by Dallin Musan, who did Captain America Brave New World. Oh, fuck. So the guy that wrote Captain America Brave New World, that fucking chestnut, he's going to be writing this. Wow. So I guess Red Hulk is, Akuma is going to be distracted by some flowers or some shit. Koji from Warrior will play Ryu, the titular Street Fighter, a martial artist who has mastered the art of Ansatsuken and travels the world in search of a worthy opponent to battle. Sentino, the recruit, will play Ken Masters, Ryu's friend and rival who trained with Ryu from a young age. Reigns is poised to play Akuma, the younger brother of Guken, who is Ryu and Ken's master. Akuma made his debut in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo as a secret character and an alternative boss to the villain known in America as M. Bison. Street Fighter is based on the popular series video games that were first released in 1987, centered around a global fighting tournament that organized by M. Bison. Well, no, it was organized by Balrog, but we'll pretend. The leader of the evil organization, Shadow Lu. The latest installment of the game, Street Fighter 6, was released in 2023 and won Best Fighting Game at the 2023 Game Awards. The game publisher Capcom is teaming with Legendary on the movie, which will be distributed by Sony Pictures. Wow. So we're getting a Sony banger from the guy that wrote Captain America Brave New World, starring a WWE wrestler as the main villain. But it could go either way. It could go either way. The Rock's a wrestler. We all know he's a great actor.
I got faith in the wrestlers when it comes to the physical stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to acting, they just don't fare well.
Well, the thing is they really do act in their job. Wrestling is all acting. They're very much it's kayfabe, right? Shout out to Spade. He'll tell you, it's a whole script. Like they literally have a script. They have parts. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not, acting. Let Vel Love say it. We're screwed.
Yeah, we are. Because, like I said, the first Street Fighter movie, it just wasn't. this wasn't that great, man. I had no faith in it.
Look at
I went to
Batista.
the movies and see it.
Dave Batista loves the acting.
He might have took some acting classes. All right, look, all right, I'll break it down for you. You know what put a bad taste in my mouth about wrestlers and acting is that last Blade movie. Because damn near everybody in there was a damn wrestler that was a vampire, except for the dude that played the main head vampire. He was the dude that played in Prison Break. So, and I think he
Right.
was a wrestler. So,
Right.
I mean, they just didn't do a good job, and that's everybody's complaint was their acting skills. The last story for Blade was pretty decent. But then you added I don't know, the acting is what killed Blade. They should have got better actors
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh,
And that's
for
what
sure.
put the bad taste in my mouth. Yeah.
I was just looking at this thing, Vel. Just to change this, but Koji obviously was from Warrior Cinemax series. He played Storm Shadow also. Yeah, Koji was Storm Shadow in the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie, by the way, too. That's another thing he's in. The guy that played in the Warrior, the guy that's also the guy playing Ryu, the guy playing Ken.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
The guy playing Ken, Noah Centino, was originally set to play He-Man before the Masters of the Universe movie was revamped, and now is being played by what's the kid's name? Nicholas Gazalantine, something like that. Nicholas Galzantine. Yeah, Nicholas Galzantine. But Santino, he's been in All the Boys, been in Recruit, to All the Boys and the Recruit. Momoa, obviously, we know who he is from Game of Thrones, Dune, Aquaman, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, playing Lobo. Can't wait for that. But numerous characters have been introduced over the years. Ryu and his best friend and rival Ken have remained always at the forefront of the Street Fighter mythos. Whatever franchise, whatever like medium, whether it's gaming, movies, shows, whatever. Both fighters very similar movesets, almost the same guy. They got the Dragon Punch, the Hadouken, the Fireball. The series Street Fighter, definitely still one of the most popular fighting game franchises of all time. The Street Fighter 6, though, if you guys are into the games, totally changed the game. Street Fighter 6 is a whole new mechanics, completely different game. If you knew how to play the original Street Fighter, you do not know how to play Street Fighter 6 at all. You have to learn a whole new game. But it's very nuanced, it's very, very clever. It's very, very unique. Very unique. It's definitely one of a kind thing.
And it's very fun.
It's fun and it's also very fun.
I've been playing it since it came out.
It's very frustrating. Yeah, it's good. It's real good. Very challenging.
I don't like the way they do the characters and release them in seasons. I just wish they would just release them and you could buy them one by one or buy the characters you want,
Yeah.
minus the characters you don't. But I mean, I guess it's their way for you to get all the characters. So it is what it is. I've been buying them because I wanted to play as Bison. I wanted to play as Akuma. So that's just what it was for me.
You remember shout out to Watchers back. What up? We need Spade in here. Triple H was bad acting in the Blade. Horrible. We need Spade playing this wrestling thing. Yeah, Spade is probably he's at work, so he's probably can only come through on the weekends. Depends what role you give them. Of course. Sorry, back to the Watcher. My bad, bro. He said, who would you fan cast as Chun-Li and Cammy? My picks is Gemma Chan and Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney thing. The Sydney Sweeney thing. That's a good. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Just a pick.
That's Cammy.
Sydney Sweeney. Damn.
Nothing goes over his head because his reflexes are too fast. That's fucking brilliant comedic timing. Gemma Chan was just on the show Severance, I believe. Is that the Gemma Chan we're talking about? I'm not feeling it for for Chun-Li. Let me see. I
think they should.
I might be wrong.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. If they want this movie to be a success,
yeah, Gemma Chan works.
They should get Beyonce to play Chun-Li, and during the fighting sequences, just have a body double come in there, and they can make it happen.
Yeah. No, Gemma Chan works. She's not who I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the girl from. Her name is Gemma in the show. What the fuck I'm talking about from Severance? Her name's Gemma in the show. Anyway, different actor. different actress. But this actress, I can just see her as Chun Li. Like that's Chun Li. Like that works.
That works for me.
As far as being a popular, currently popular and currently working and currently like, you know,
Yeah, but who
the
who
right
would play
age.
Cammy though? If Cammy was in the movie, who would play Cammy?
That's what he said, Sydney Sweeney.
As Cammy?
Yeah, you don't know who that is. I'll tell you.
I thought he meant Sydney Sweeney as Chung Lee.
You don't know who Sydney Sweeney is then. Hold on. Hold on.
No,
There
I
you
know
go.
who Sydney Sweeney is.
All right,
But
there you
I
go.
don't. Nah,
She's
she
young.
couldn't
She's
be
a
Cammy.
young girl. She could
She couldn't be
definitely be Cammy. She looks like Cammy. You don't think? You don't think
so?
she looks like Cammy? You don't think she? That looks like Cammy to me. There was
Millie
another
Bobby
girl.
Brown could play Cammy. Millie Bobby Brown
Millie
would be a
Bob.
good Cammy. Yes, that's Cammy. That's Cammy, dog.
Oh,
Let's get it popping.
bro,
Let's
Cammy
go.
ain't. Bro, Cammy's fine, bro. Cammy. Yeah. Hold on, bro.
He said Cammy, dog. She said, no, he said Millie Bobby Brown, dog. Millie Bobby
It's
Brown would be
another.
a great Cammy.
All right, let me see.
What was we could get Millie? Matter of fact, no. You know who would be? What was the girl that played in the Ten Rings? Shang-Chi. That played in the Ten Rings. She could be Cammy. She could be Chun-Li.
Ten Ring. Yeah, Chun-Li got to be. Gemma Nguyen. Let me see. Oh, Henry Cavill as Bison or Balrog if they do it right. Yeah, but no, definitely that works. That's what I was thinking too. But yeah, Gemma Nguyen. I don't know. That's not Gemma Chan. Let's see, Gemma Nguyen. There's a lot of Gemmas, I guess. No, I'm spelling that wrong. Hold on. There we go. Gemma Nguyen is Chun-Li. It's probably some. There we go. Somebody was googling. I mean, either one. Yeah.
You think so?
Don't you? There's Gemma Chan as her. Bang.
I could go for that.
Works for me. And then this is the other Gemma. Well, this is just Gemma in like a karate gi. Hang on. Here's Gemma Nguyen as her, I believe. Cammy Nguyen. Oh, that's Cammy Nguyen as she's a cosplayer. You know, let's just look her up by herself. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, man, you remember who she was fire back in the day. Yeah, man. Well, that's definitely not her body for real. That's just some AI.
No, that ain't her body. Yeah. I mean,
But
you
that-
could AI it and put it in there. That'd be all right. The fan Chun-Li got thunder thighs. So you gotta
Exactly. No,
have thunder thighs.
really big thighs. Like that's her whole thing. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
thunder
mean,
thighs. She got thunder thighs. And Cammy has semi thunder thighs. But
it's gonna
Chun-Li
be.
has, matter of
Yeah,
fact, Chun-Li got turkeys. She got turkey.
you're gonna be hard pressed to find an Asian actress with thighs like Chun-Li. I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, that is true, bro. But we can keep hoping. We can keep hoping, bro. We can keep hoping.
Amy Johnston,
Amy Johnson gotta be Cammy or at least stunt double.
or at
I
least
can go for that. I can go for that. You ordered something there. We definitely. I'm down with that. I'm definitely down with that because the only person I know with thighs like Chun-Li is Beyonce. Unless you do Beyonce, unless you make Beyonce the body double.
I think Amy
get to the
Johnson
head.
might be old for her, but yeah. Alan
I
Richson
think
for
he's gonna-
Guile. That's a decent casting. You know, Alan Richson is the dude that played Reacher. He's got the show Reacher.
That's Gunn. Yeah, he would. Yeah, I can go with that.
Know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I can go with that, bro.
I met him
Yeah, I
at
can
a
go with that,
con. I
bro.
met him at a con. He's really, really cool. Aquafina as Chung-Li. Aquafina.
That's
She
the
will
chick.
work.
I know who she is. That's the chick from Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aquafina is awesome. Yeah, she could do it. She could do it. She a little short, but I think she can do it.
She's a little
She'd be
short.
a good Chung-Li. I think so. I might be wrong, but the camera make everybody look short. I just
I
think she's
mean,
short. How tall is
yeah,
she?
she's
Can
cool.
we look that up?
She,
Oh, how
she,
tall is she?
she's cool. I don't know. How tall is she?
Yeah, because they would have if you Google it, it would
I
say
don't
how tall she is.
know how tall she is. I don't know her height. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't want to like I want Chun-Li to be a little bit finer than that. You know what I mean? Like I just a little bit finer than that.
Oh, you
I
want
just
to be
want.
finer than
I want,
wait a minute, man. Aquafina, you don't think Aquafina is? Come on, man. She look Chinese.
bruh. Here, hold on.
But she look
Bro.
really Chinese though. Like, come on, they could doll her up. They can make her look. They can make her look good, man.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
you can
not
make.
bad. She's not bad looking.
Let me
She's
let
not
Raw
bad
talk
looking.
in here. Let me let Raw talk in the building. Hold on, Raw talk. Where you at?
What up? What up? What up? What's happening?
Chilling. There you
Yo,
go.
Raw talk.
Yeah,
We just discussing castings right now
I hear the Chung-Li.
on some real gooner shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
They said Aquafina. They said Aquafina.
Nah, you
Aquafina, how
need
say
to
it?
get one of them. I mean, I know Chung-Li's Chinese, but you might have to get a thick Korean actress to play
Yeah,
Chung.
you might.
Mm.
Michelle Rodriguez is Cammy.
Because
I could kind
Oh.
of go for that. I
them
could kind of go for
Korean
that.
chicks becoming thick like a mug, bro.
Yeah. The only
Yeah,
problem
they
with
are, yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez is the age. We got to see. We thinking about our generation.
Yeah.
We got. That's why it's hard for me right now. 'Cause
Ching.
we got to think of these young actresses. You know what I mean? These 20 somethings that we don't really know from movies and shit. The Gen Z people and shit. That's
He
who's
said
gonna
Gen
get
Z
these
people.
roles. I
He
mean,
said
that's
the
who's
Gen Z
gonna,
people.
that's who they're casting. You know what I mean? Noah isn't playing He-Man anymore. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, he's not playing anymore. We covered that already. We're gonna play Angel and the new X-Men. Oh, that's interesting. That could be interesting.
That
Oh,
is,
so
that could be.
the
That's
dude
very
ain't playing
interesting.
He-Man? Word?
So Aquafina's kind of dope. Yeah, no, you know who's playing
Everybody with Aquafina. Everybody with
bro.
Aquafina. And she kind of young, she's like 36 or something like that.
Z,
35, 36.
hold on. Let me holler at Z. Let me holler at ZZ Jang real quick. First of all, let me show you Aquafina first, Stu. Hold on. I don't think
I
you
know what she
know.
look like, but show me. I know what she look
Oh
like.
yeah.
But you
Nah.
look at it,
That ZE chick. She ain't thick, but she right though. She right. She was in the Flying Daggers and shit. You know what I mean? And she might have to eat some oxtails for at least for 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
She got to get
And
it together. She
oxtails.
gotta
I
get
just
that weight
don't
up.
think culturally
You gotta
they
get.
can get a Chung-Li, thighs like Chung-Li, not like
Yeah,
Chung-Li.
she was.
I
Oh,
told you what
whoa.
you just
Yeah,
gotta
I
get.
rock
You
the
gotta get
Aquafina.
Beyonce. You gotta get Beyonce up there. See, like they can show her from the neck up in some shots, and then from the body down, they can show Beyonce and then make it
Nah,
look like
Aquafina, she
her.
kind of thick though.
You know what
She
I'm
kind of
saying?
thick though,
She
yo.
kind
Might
of
be
thick.
thick.
She
Hold
is
on,
kind of thick.
let's look
Slade
how
on to
thick.
something
All
with
she
that
got
one.
to do is
Slade is on to something.
she kind of, she all right. She just got to work out a little something. Do some squats for 4 months.
She got to eat a lot of,
That's all.
bro. She got to eat a lot of.
Yeah. Them thighs are lacking. She might have to start out now. Do mad squats.
You said the thighs are lacking.
Yeah, she got to do mad squats.
Hang on, let me get Zang up here.
oxtails
Let me get
and
Z Zang up here.
macaroni and cheese and banana pudding straight for 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
find
yeah,
and
y'all
find
brutal,
a
man.
dude that can
Y'all
give her
brutal.
hardcore back shots, and then she'll be straight. That's all that is. Squats and back shots. That's all she do.
That's who I was looking for earlier. That's Chung-Li to me. But if you could put someone else's, if You would have to put someone else's thighs on her though, because she is a petite.
Same with her. She need a thoroughbred to knock her down while she eat banana pudding
Bang.
and some
That's
ribs.
gangster. That's memoirs of a gangster.
Yeah, y'all
Telling
saying
you.
right now. Now, martial arts wise, yes, I can go for that. I
Oh,
can go for
yeah,
that.
martial arts is
Martial arts wise, because she
She
did play.
is nice.
She played in a couple of my favorite modern day karate
Crouching
flicks.
Tiger, House of the Flying
But
Dagger.
let's kick the real ballistics though.
Yeah.
Like Nino Brown would say, let's kick the ballistics. You know, the Street Fighter was over exaggerated as far as the drawings of them. So they were over exaggerated. So we can't really expect the over exaggeration in that manner. You know what I'm saying?
Also, you got to remember that this is 2025. By the time this comes out, you know how the current generations are. They look what they did to the character. I'll just say of Nebula. Remember the poster? Remember how Nebula just turned into a goddamn rectangle?
Yeah, Nebula was thick as hell in them comic books.
They wanted to. Hollywood doesn't want to sexualize women. Hollywood is not on sexualizing women anymore. That was definitely a 90s and 80s thing, even early.
Yeah.
Hollywood's not on sexualizing women. So
and we get that.
Only
Instagram
so
great.
I mean,
It's so great because of that.
TikTok.
Peep Cammy in the bottom right. Yeah, it was great.
Cheeks.
Cammy.
Yo, Cammy definitely gotta be. Yo, they definitely gotta find a Ukrainian or Russian chick to play her. With that,
she's Russian.
That she can have a good American accent or whatever, because they think like that in Russia on some real
that is
talk.
true. Watcher. Now, Watcher, I had to give it to you on that one. The Street Fighter babes gotta be fine. Who they cast, 100%.
Yeah.
Conan Stevens is Zangief. Yeah, I can kind of go for that. But Zangief is big and tall and Russian.
Oh yeah.
But Conan Stevens played the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
that's a.
No, he could be. I think he could.
That's Zangief from the motherfucker, bro.
I agree with that. Yeah, he could be.
I fuck with that. Then there's this dude who played.
That's Conan Stevens.
He was in Troy.
Yeah,
he was in Troy.
Yeah, he played this dude too. This was Troy, right? Well, I forget the dude's Boagrius.
Yeah.
Boagrius.
Achilles wrecked him.
Fucking Achilles
came in there.
He just jumped up on him.
Remember the little boy was like,
he said, "You
must be Achilles.
What you say?
This guy's really big, and everyone is afraid of him." He was like, "That's why no one will ever remember your name." He went over there and stabbed him in the neck and challenged the whole army after that. That's gangster. That's gangster.
And then he said,
"You the whole army."
He said, "You served your king well." He said, "He's not my king."
That's up. Yo. Margot Robbie. Can Margot Robbie became Margot Robbie now?
No.
First of all,
not even too old.
No, let me. I mean, Margot. No. Let me.
Mothers though, she.
Yeah, let me chime in here because Margot Robbie in her prime, let's say Wolf of Wall Street era. Ooh, Cammy all day. You know what I mean? But this is Barbie, right? She's not doing a Street Fighter movie. You feel me?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Because this movie, unless this movie is Barbie's status, but she's like holy, she's up there with
Margot Robbie. She's tight.
Yeah, but she's now a AAA celebrity, AAA actress, top tier.
Once Barbie, once she got there in the box office with Barbie, that's a wrap.
Yeah, she's easy 20 mil off the top, and part of
she does a good job. Yeah, and she does a good job. It's hard. Everybody loves her. It's Harley Quinn. So
hell yeah,
she created the character, in my opinion.
Yeah. As far as on screen, she's
live action
on screen. Yeah, as far as on live action, she is.
She is the template now.
She is. Yeah.
Where you call it was the template.
Yeah,
Oh.
Michelle.
Now that's one question we should have. Michelle Yeoh, I think she's a little too old, but I think they could make up her up to make her look
A little
younger.
too old.
I mean,
Yeah,
Michelle
I think
Yeoh is
that-
like 60 what?
she
Like
ain't, she's 60 in her 60s, but you can make her look a
67,
little
right?
younger and get that
Or
off. She
65.
about that.
She's
Something
got to
like
be
that.
in
She
her
up there.
60s, bro.
She up there.
She's like 60 something. She's like 60 something. Check her out. I mean, listen. If I was 60, if I was 60, I'd be a lucky motherfucker.
She'll be in it. She'll be in it, but she'll be
She's
what you call
62.
Chung Lee's mother. She'll be
Right,
Chung Lee's mother.
Chung Lee's master or some shit.
Yeah. She
And then
definitely-
have Z Yi, as Chung Lee. The fucking
Yeah.
duo is back together.
Hell yeah.
Who
Yeah.
crouching
There you
tiger.
go. Yeah.
Well,
Basically.
she can't
I wouldn't
be
mind that.
can't be Chun Li's master.
Yeah,
because
Michelle Yeoh.
Chun Li's master
she's still
was
a
her
dime
father.
piece. The older dime
Her
piece.
father was Chun.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney though
And
is
she can really fight. Michelle Yeoh could really fucking fight, bro.
yes.
She's dope.
What do you think about Cammy though?
King
Two
Chung and
bomb
all
bombs
that
has
stuff,
been
man. She's dope. She can
King
really bust
is
somebody's
swinging
ass.
too.
Cammy right there. Let me
That's
see.
hot. Man,
And then who he said Pew? Who's Pew?
Yeah, Pew.
Pug.
Pew.
She's all right for Cammy. I mean,
What's her first name? Pew. Michelle Pugh or some shit?
or something like that.
Oh, Florence
Something.
Pugh. Florence Pugh. Hang on. Where am I at? Let's do that. Get back here, motherfucker. Big Florence. Big Flo Pugh.
Oh, she was in the fucking
Yeah, Thunderbolts.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Who
not
hers,
Thunderbolts.
Cammy? Now, that's
Hang
not
on,
Thunderbolts. That's
Nah, that's
That's
who is
her.
that? That's her. Yeah, that's not
That's the girl
fucking.
from Thunderbolts.
I'm thinking of Yelena Belova, right? Yeah.
Yelena Belova. Yelena Belova could be. She
Yeah,
could pass
that's
for Chun.
her. Yeah.
That's what I was just
what's
thinking.
her
Like
name?
when I got on here, I was like, Yelena Belova, though.
Yeah,
From Thunderbolt.
she's hefty.
She's definitely got the physique.
Yeah, she's in it. She's
But
good.
this works
She
too.
could be
Like
Cammy.
this works. Yeah, I fuck with Florence.
And,
Pugh.
you also got old Shorty, but she's a little bit thin. She's just doing the Mission Impossible joint with Tom Cruise. She's elderly,
Oh yeah.
but she's a little bit thinner though. Hip Hop Appreciation Week, word. Joey Badass lighting them up though. Nobody mess with Joey.
Israel Adesanya as DJ. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. But if it was
DJ
a
would be
real,
another hard cast. DJ would be another hard cast. That would be another real hard cast.
Nah, DJ could be yeah.
I don't know if
See,
he
yeah.
acts.
Yeah,
He's
he's
definitely one of the best fighters of all time.
Yeah, DJ would be another. That'd be another hard cast.
No, would you? Oh, maybe if he was younger. Nah,
Wait,
probably doing
Angelina's
that
way
hard
too old
truth.
to play Cammy now. Bro.
R-Truth, my boy R-Truth
Who?
from wrestling. R-Truth.
Mm.
He could play DJ. He can play DJ.
R-Truth?
Yeah, he could if he don't speak.
I mean, we don't know who DJ is. He could speak whatever he wants because he's DJ.
Oh, that's DJ. Yeah,
Hell yeah, R-Truth.
yeah.
Come on.
That's definitely look like DJ and shit too.
Exactly. And he's fit and he's agile and he can flip. He can do all that shit.
Yeah.
He's athletic. R-Truth,
Yeah.
that's my guy. Yeah.
You could definitely do DJ. Y'all know who DJ is. If you're not familiar, because he's not one of like the OG characters. I just typed it in like, oh shit,
Look just like him.
bong. This is it.
That's him, bro. All true.
Y'all like, oh, yeah. Listen. I go with it. I go with it only because if they do all the Street Fighter, if they do Street Fighter, the Street Fighter 2 characters might not be in it if they stick. Depends on who the director is. But if you put the Street Fighter 2 characters in and you put
The
the
original
Vice
DJ.
in and the Shadow Lu and all that, then that's different. Then you got to put DJ and all that.
Yeah, I think he can play DJ.
Yeah.
Build and everything.
Yeah, I can go with that. No, I can go with him being DJ.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
DJ.
Yeah.
All right, let me.
Yeah, R-Truth is 52, but he's athletic. He keeps his body right. He's good.
Yeah, and that's true.
What, 62?
But Hollywood, but,
or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like 82. Chuck Norris like 82, and he's still kicking ass and taking names.
There's one area that Hollywood does not give a fuck about discriminating in, and that's ageism.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
That's the one area Hollywood will fucking discriminate and act like it's all good.
Unless you're in top peak physical condition.
Most of them have to
go
be
through the rigors
and 30-year-old actors, because if it's successful, they will want a sequel.
Well, that's why Hollywood.
Wow.
That's why Hollywood won't cast even people that are like right at the age, because they need that person to do 10 years of franchise shit, like, you know.
Yeah, DJ look like he's older anyway. He's not a young buck. He look like him and what you call it, not Dawson. Well, Dawson and who else? The other guy.
Yeah, who would be Dawson? I mean, come on, give me something.
Oh, you gotta get a wild fly Indian actor because it's special effects with Dawson, because his body stretches.
Yeah.
You know, so you can go to Bollywood and find somebody or whatever.
Honestly, though, I would want the guy that plays DJ to be a capoeira expert. That is facts.
You could. He don't know capoeira, but he can be trained to do that.
I mean,
you could be
could.
trained. Because look,
he's a wrestler. He's a wrestler. He can do it. He's a wrestler. He can do it.
You remember when he fought Booker T? He did Booker T's whole spinneroonie and all that crazy shit.
I mean, I don't watch it like that. I don't know
the
mythos and shit.
But yeah, he can do all that
on YouTube. I seen the short on that on YouTube. But I'm you know, my nephew is in the wrestling like that. He tell you he watch it faithfully every damn week.
Oh man!
All right. So what about? So we got Dawson. Dawson, and then who would be Ken?
You just hating on R-Truth.
He just hates it. He's like,
I'm down with R-Truth. I'm down with R-Truth. We can do R-Truth.
Fill that in. Yo, Vel, man, appreciate you, man. Yo, Vel, hit you. Check your email, bro. Check your email. One.
Now, who's the icon? He got Stone Cold as his icon. Merc.
Oh, Merc with the YouTube.
Who's that? Steve. That is Steve.
That's Steve.
That's Hollywood Steve. Ain't that Hollywood?
Hair. He got blonde hair. That's probably
the Hollywood blonde. Yeah, Steve Austin had long blonde hair back in the day. Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah. Stunning Steve Austin. Stunning Steve.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The R-Truth casting.
Yeah, see?
Stunning Steve.
Yes. Yeah, you hate on R-Truth. You hate on R-Truth.
Y'all stupid. Y'all off the chain.
I love Steve Austin.
He said he hate on R-Truth. He said he hate on R-Truth. Y'all off the chain, bro.
Yo, I want to see.
Definitely can't have Booker T as him, but you know what I'm saying? Because Booker T's old as dirt, but Booker T still in good physical condition.
Hey, he's black though.
Yo, you gotta give the brother a chance. All right, true. Because you know, for like, even if you get these other actors, they still have to be trained. Like, I mean, you get these classical acting guys. You know, let's say they use old boy from Star Wars. I keep forgetting his name.
Who? Cassian?
Huh?
Who, the guy that played Cassian?
No. Finn. Finn. who played Finn.
John
Boyega.
John Boyega.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boyega.
Finn.
Let's say they
Oh,
cast John Boyega. All right.
as
Still got to, you still got to
the
train him.
Beaver?
He may, but see,
that's wild.
how much dialogue are they gonna have? They're not gonna have thought-provoking dialogue in a Street Fighter movie. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be to that level. It's gonna be
Yeah, it's not going to be great acting and great writing and all this shit. And I don't care if I'm not like expecting it to be.
Yeah,
Right. It should be a good action. It should be a good action movie with a
Should
lot
have
of
good
fighting.
act. Yeah, it should have great
It
acting.
should be a
It
good
should have a
good
decent
action, bro.
story, like a good plot that I can follow. But I don't want it to be super duper, deep and like hella like dramatic and shit. Like I just want it to be fucking Street Fighter. Like don't
It
ruin
got
it.
it. That's why Reno. I was saying earlier, Reno Raw Talk, it should be like Bloodsport. I mean, come on, you can't beat that formula. It should be just like Bloodsport.
Right.
Ryu and Ken go to join. They go to get in the tournament that Shadow Lu is putting out to find the strongest fighters to join Shadow Lu, and they beat. And then that's when you get to cast the characters that come there to do the fighting. And then you can say, well, when Ryu and Ken figured out what they was all about, then they took down Shadow Lu from the inside out, and boom, we got a movie.
Yeah, I mean, look what Bruce Lee did with the Into the Dragon, because that's the format. He did exactly.
That's another thing. Yeah, that's another formula.
That's the formula for all of them. Him.
Yeah, and we haven't had a good movie like that in a minute. A good fighting movie where you got a bunch of fighters that get together and duke it out.
Yeah, so it was Into the Dragon, then come Bloodsport, then come Kickboxer, and now you want something out of Street
Lionheart.
Fighter.
Oh, don't forget Lionheart. Lionheart wasn't that bad either.
Yeah,
Lionheart wasn't that bad either, and it was almost the same thing. Yeah, remember Lionheart with Van Damme? Remember he was running around.
Oh, you talking about
me, Van Damme? The only Van Damme shit I like
age.
The only Van Damme shit I really like is like the fucking the 80s shit.
They act the same age.
Which one?
The Bloodsport, Kickboxer, shit like that.
Yeah.
Kickboxer was good. Bloodsport was good. But Van Damme, hold on, wait a minute. Van Damme put out some bangers.
Time Cop.
He put out some bangers. Time Cop was dope. Time Cop was dope.
Universal Soldier, the first one. Universal
Soldier. Yeah, Universal Soldier was that was
hard. Didn't Dolph Lundgren do that?
Yes,
Didn't he do the second one?
Yeah, he was the bad guy.
Yeah,
he was the bad guy in that one. Don't forget Hard Target. Hard Target was. Wait a minute, y'all dissing Van Damme.
Hard Target one was.
That was good.
When he should have been Gambit. He should have been Gambit because he was playing Gambit in that Hard Target.
Yeah, he was playing Gambit in Hard Target.
Yeah, he had the mullet type style, and he had the trench coat, and he was like Mon Ami. He was doing all that crazy stuff like Gambit.
Yeah,
he was, because he is French. He's French, so we gotta let him get this little French.
Sudden Death.
Sudden Death.
Sudden Death was good. Listen,
hard.
His first. I'm gonna keep it.
Oh, my favorite shit, Cyborg. That's my favorite.
Cyborg was good. Cyborg was good too.
That was definitely my shit.
Listen,
Death
Lionheart, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, Lionheart, Hard Target, Double Impact was okay. Universal Soldier was the bomb. Nowhere to Run was okay. The Quest, that was even good. Cyborg was hard. Street Fighter, Time Cop was good. No Retreat. Yeah. In Hell, you can keep that.
Yeah. But yes, I mean,
Expendables.
When you talk about the late 80s, that was him.
80s. Yeah.
80s, late 80s.
I say everything he did from 88 to 93 was the bomb. That's classic Van Damme.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's classic Van Damme right there.
Hell yeah. Definitely
So look,
they wanted him to play Predator, but he just couldn't make the schedule. And he didn't want. But the real reason they say is he didn't want to get in the suit. He
wanted to be the hero. That was the ego.
That could be it too. But they said mostly he didn't want to be in the suit, and so they got Kevin Peter Hall, and that's who. And they said that worked out way better.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no.
But with this Street Fighter, they definitely got that idea you were saying with the Bloodsport type style vibe.
Yeah,
that's what it should be.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's what it should be.
So look, this is what I was talking about earlier. The question about the M Bison Balrog Vega name swap. I didn't realize Vega was a part of it. It says so. You probably all know that Balrog is M Bison in Japan, and
Yes.
that in fear of a possible lawsuit from Mike Tyson for using his likeness. Because
Yeah,
M Bison,
did.
Mike
And the first-
Bison, yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Bison.
and the first Street Fighter, Mike looked like Mike Tyson. He looked
Yeah,
like
well,
Mike Tyson.
Balrog is I mean Balrog is definitely based on Mike Tyson. That we know him as Balrog. He was his name is M Bison, obviously Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
M Bison.
in Japan.
Some of the names were changed overseas. Vega became Bison. Bison became Balrog, and Balrog became Vega. So let's back it up. So Vega became Bison. Bison and Bison is Balrog now. So the boxer now is Balrog. Now Balrog, who was in Bison, was Vega, but the U.S. version Vega is now swapped with the guy we know as Vega with the claw, and he's M Bison again.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy. And
if you had the old VHS joints, you tell the difference.
And all because of the Mike Tyson scare, because they thought when the the character came over to the U.S. and Mike Tyson found out, it would be a thing like, oh, we can't make him M Bison.
Mike Tyson wasn't even worried about it.
I know he would have been like, he probably would have loved it. He probably was like, man, call that shit M Tyson.
I think Mike would have said, I think Mike would have been like, listen, put me in the game.
Just call it M Tyson.
And now we can do it. And just call it Tyson. Yeah,
Mike
let's
Tyson
keep it
at that time, Mike Tyson at the time, he's still trying to get a check from Mike Tyson Punch Out. They ain't paying
I know. Yeah, they not.
Yeah, that was either. Yeah, that was
big.
And he signed a contract. He couldn't do another game with his likeness or name in it because of the Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Yeah, we need a moment to respect Merkle to YouTube right now for this sick ass casting. Motherfucking Javier Bardem as fucking M Bison Balrog, whoever you want to call him. That shit hits. No Country for Old Men. Ooh, that works. The real big question is why should they cast Zangief? Remember we already said Zangief was
Zangief,
Conan. Yeah, Conan fucking Stevens or whatever.
Yeah.
Braun
Strowman. Hold up. Yo, I already got the illest Zangief. Fuck that dude Conan, right? Check it out.
No, listen. The guy that played the mountain in Game of Thrones after. I'm gonna find out who he is.
Yo, I got the best motherfucker.
I'm gonna show you.
Yo, on that show Reacher, the dude that was bigger than Reacher, that dude could be Zangief.
I didn't see Reacher.
You gotta see Reacher. There's a dude bigger than him. Like on some real diesel crazy big.
Yeah, but can he act? That's the thing.
That's his name, Braun Strowman. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Who played the mountain? He's talking about Braun Strowman, the guy I was talking about. That's him right there. Gregor Clegane. Look at him.
No.
Oh, that's not Braun Strowman?
No.
Oh,
no, that's Gregor Clegane.
No, that's who he played. Gregor Clegane. That's who he played.
No, go into Reacher. Go look for the actors and
this guy's name is Hafpour Julius Bjornsson, son. He's straight up a Viking.
Yeah, he belongs in Norseman mythology or whatever. The Norse,
right? Yeah,
his name speaks volumes.
Right,
with Odin in Valhalla.
He's a massive man. He's a massive dude. He's fucking huge, bro. He's huge.
Yeah. He's Strowman is a WWE wrestler, but y'all gotta look up Reacher, the actors in Reacher, man.
Well, I know we talked about Reacher earlier as playing Guile, the guy that plays Reacher.
But hold on.
That would work. Guile?
Let's go see.
Yeah, he would work as Guile. Yeah, he would work. Reacher would be good.
I want to know how big this dude is. Julius. What's his name?
That.
He's the strongest man in the world type guy. Power Mr. Strongman, power lifter dude. Let's see. 6'9". This dude's 7 feet tall. That's Zangief, bro.
Hold on. What you got? Let me see.
He's 7 feet tall, bro.
Yeah. Hold on though. If that's the same guy, hold on. I'm looking for.
He's like 500 pounds. Oh, he's 231 pounds, pure muscle. He's an Icelandic top tier fucking oozer bleeding. Oozer bloating.
Who? Olivier Richter's?
All right. Balrog's real name is M. Bison. Bison really Vega. Wait, what? All right, let me see. Sagat has a real world alter ego.
Oliver Olivier. No, I can't even pronounce this motherfucker's name. Olivier Richter's. Olivier Richter.
Oh,
that motherfucker is Zangief. That motherfucker. Right, that dude is him. This dude is a monster. Straight monster, dude.
I know who he is. Yeah, I know.
Yo, look if they showed the part. Yo, this dude, he's like huge. He towers over dudes, man. Yo.
Yeah, you know what though? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This dude's a monster. He's a beast. Look at him. Look at him at no. Go to the reacher of flick. Click out of that. Down there, right there to your right. No. Yeah. There you go. See? That motherfucker right there, boy. In real life, I don't even want to see him.
Nah.
I'll run. I'll get me a shotgun, and that won't even stop him.
All right, well, let's check him out. Let's see what he
is wild, man.
Check out his measurements. He's 7'2", so he's got 3 inches on my guy. Let's see. 350 pounds. This fool got like 100 pounds on my guy.
This dude's a beast.
This guy is a fucking
Zangief. He's a Zangief.
Freak of nature.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this shit blew me away. I saw this like a couple weeks ago. Sagat is really based on this guy in real life.
Oh, kickboxer guy. Yeah,
Sorry, I fucked it up with that music. Hang on, let me run it back so you can read the bottom. The true history of the true Sagat. This is the real life Sagat, widely accepted to be the inspiration for the Street Fighter character of the same name. Sagat Virun Volopmi is a master Muay Thai boxer of Nakhon Ratchakmere province of northeast Thailand. Mm-hmm. Nickname Sagat, given to him by his now late father, in Thai means to intercept.
That's dope.
Yeah. Inspired by his grandfather, Suk Pasakami, legendary Thai fighter. Sagat started in Muay Thai at age 11.
This dude got
first belt at 18. Yeah, bro, his shin will fucking break your whole leg.
That's where they also get Tom Poe, that character Tom Poe.
Yeah, Tom Poe.
Yeah.
Tom Poe is that's kickboxer, Van Damme.
And it was Zangief. I mean, not Zangief. What you call it?
Look, there goes Ryu fighting Sagat. Sagat.
Yeah.
He's my favorite villain next to Akuma.
Yo, he just looks super tough, man. Just like striking movement.
Oh, look at his legs, bro. His legs like they'll fucking cut your leg off.
Yeah, bricks. Imagine
now in his
60s, it's over.
Yeah, I mean, this dude's in his 60s, bro, and you don't want it. You don't want it. He will fuck you up.
That's what I'm saying. You see his conditioning. That's what I'm saying. A lot of guys, if they keep their conditioning up, there's nothing they can't do. It's
even the stamina of a man's age. I mean, age is always gonna rock your stamina. I don't care how well you take care of you. I
mean, but you're saying his
like two guys have the exact same everything, but one's older. The guy that's older is gonna run out of breath first.
Depends on conditioning, though, bro.
No, I'm saying they both are equal conditioning.
Oh,
the only difference is age. Then that's why boxers age out. That's why after a certain age, they don't let you box anymore. I don't care how good or tough you are.
The bone density.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I'm saying? So,
your skull bone gets thinner as you get older.
yeah, everything changes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. Cast him. But they
all had to go fight crime.
I still be easy.
Peace. We'll see Stu Saturday.
But Braun Strowman, did you look him up? He's pretty big too.
Tony Jaa did one of my favorite and what was that movie he did? The first shit, Ong Bak. Ong Bak was amazing.
Yeah,
that's some
not all Tony Jaa's movies.
Yeah.
More.
But no, what's his name? Strom Thurmond?
Strom Thurmond. Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman.
There he is.
Yeah, he's big. He's big, man. But
let's see.
I mean, you know, he's WWE.
6'8". Yeah, he's 6'8", 330 pounds, 335 pounds. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's definitely big, dude. He can play.
Within a couple inches, they're the same. Yeah. So Jason Momoa, Andrew Koji, Noah Centurino, and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, the wrestler, is playing Akuma.
What?
Yeah, did you see that?
Oh no, man, no! I'm tired. You know, I'll be the first to say this. I'm tired of seeing him in roles that, like, come on, not him. Well, I don't know, man. He could probably pull it off, but then again, man, nah, man. He don't look like Street Fighter. He looks like he kind
of looks like Akuma though.
He looks like Gordo. Nah, he don't look like no Akuma, man.
He does, bro. Look at his face. He got the square face. Give him the red eyes and the crazy red hair. Take away his beard. Facial structure is there. I mean, maybe not the nose is not exactly the same.
Did you see the last Street Fighter movie, the last one, where we're on? I guess they have it online, but I have it on Blu-ray. Where Ken and Ryu is this the story of Ken and Ryu. That guy, he played Akuma. He was crazy.
Was it a animated joint?
No, live action.
Oh.
I might have to give you the title. I don't know the title straight off, but I got like thousands of kung fu shit. That's my shit. You know what I mean? So,
and since we're on the topic of action movies, the Karate Kid Legends movie comes out soon. This month. Comes out in like a couple days, like next week, I think, next Friday.
Yeah, right after the Mission Impossible run.
Yeah. And the star Ben Wang says that the stunt work in the movie is like nothing that the franchise has seen before. As far as stunt work, as far as martial arts and all that. And it comes out May 30th. Latest addition to the long-running martial arts franchise. It's going to be a joint continuity of the original Karate Kid movies with the 2010 reboot starring Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith. So they're literally mixing the two mythologies and making it like a shared universe thing. And in addition to Jackie Chan reprising his role as Kung Fu Master Mr. Han, the Karate Kids Legends cast also has Ralph Macchio coming back as Daniel LaRusso, but it's not going to be like that show Cobra Kai. It's not going to be like that at all. The Daniel character is going to be way more serious. It's just going to be a way better direction and everything.
But the Cobra Kai wasn't. It was serious. Cobra Kai was serious, bro.
Come on, bro. Come
on, for real. It was serious. I mean, as far as him acting and stuff, it was serious, man.
Come on, bro.
It wasn't silly, man. I liked that Cobra Kai, man.
It was. I watched it. I liked it. It was good, but it wasn't. When I say serious, I mean think about it. I'm talking about like a serious movie, like a real fucking serious drama. It wasn't like
Karate Kid. Technically, wasn't that serious, man.
No, it wasn't.
You know, so I mean, I think
Well, in the 80s it was. It's just like we look back at it now and see it that's kind of silly, but back then that shit was dead ass serious,
well,
bro.
the only serious one was 2 when he went to Okinawa because the Chosen and
That was serious too.
the first one
That's
was
when it got real deep.
with the first one.
The second one.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was
That's
the
when it
most
got real
serious
deep.
one. Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm
That was-
saying it's like that. It's more on a, and I'm not saying that you know, I'm not saying Cobra Kai was slapstick comedy or anything like that. I'm just saying that I've seen a little bit of the like
the 80s in it.
the footage and shit, and the way that the way that Ralph Macchio's playing Daniel in this one. It's just like the director was much better at telling him how to act than the director from, you know, that's just, you'll see it. You'll see what I mean when you see the
I
movie.
know
It's
Danny
definitely
LaRusso,
different.
he was always nonchalant character. Danny, like, you know, he's from Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
was one of those characters, like, hey, you know,
Right.
And
Right.
he was one who he liked to take the calm approach. He became the Mr. Miyagi for the most part, you know. So I mean, if he can do that again with this, I mean, I watch all the Karate Kids, so I'm gonna watch this movie. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
I've been a fan since the first one.
hell yeah.
You know, that's
Hell
like
yeah.
I said, I was in martial arts when I was at 5 years old. So that shit was always part of my, I was like, oh hell yeah. But you know, it's this one they're taking a more serious approach as far as the choreography and the fighting than in previous ones that we've seen. Speaking with Empire ahead of the release, Wang, the guy that's playing one of the main characters, revealed playing the sort of the new Danielson, or the new Jaden Smith character of this one, is being played by an Asian kid. Who, you know, the Karate Kid's actually Asian in this one. Go figure, right? And so he said how this latest movie will distinguish itself from its previous franchise entries and whatnot, explaining that the Chinese stunt team responsible for the movie's fight choreography knows how to shoot action style in the style familiar to Hong Kong and Chinese cinema fans. You know, shit that we like, John Woo and shit like that.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah, Donnie Yen, and right. And the movie's action sequences would be different from the Western-based action that the underpinned earlier films, as he says. So basically, his quote says, "So I knew that the action would be unlike that of any other Karate Kid film, and unlike most other action movies in the West, because it's a Chinese stunt team. These guys know how to shoot action in that Hong Kong Chinese cinematic way. I grew up watching those movies, so I wanted to do that stuff. I wanted to wrap a wire around my waist and get yanked through a wall, and I did, and it was awesome." He said, "Yeah, man, I was shitting my pants, but how could you not on a month and a half training? I got to fight Jackie Chan." He said, "You're gonna shit your pants, but that's okay."
Better watch out for Jackie. Jackie's known to break people's get some limbs and shit because he wanted revenge from the game from the Enter the Dragon. Bruce broke his ribs.
Yep. Fucking his comments, the latest, let me see. Okay, let me see if we got any good.
But yeah, Jackie Chan.
And you can there's some footage of this shit somewhere. You can look it up. But the latest entry in the movie is coming in a different position from the 2010 reboot, when Mr. Han was first introduced as the modern counterpart of, you know, Pat Morita's Mr. Miyagi. It had been 16 years since, you know, we'd seen a movie with which the Hilary Swank, The Next Karate Kid, was like part 4. Was like Netflix Cobra Kai just having recently wrapped up its exceedingly popular streaming run. Karate Kid Legends will need to work very hard to sort of maintain that goodwill and that nostalgic appeal that's been generated by the Cobra Kai show, especially. And you know, I think with Ben Wang's assertion that the action movie sequences will surpass anything that the audience has seen previously, sounds like a really good fucking start. And it's important that I think the latest sequel doesn't stray too far from the established tropes and traditions of the earlier film. And with so much of the Cobra Kai success built on the deep reverence for the the references of the OG and all that is really what the fight scenes aren't really the star of that show by any means. And so the New York the new movies stunt work will only be one ingredient in sort of that larger mix that determines whether this franchise can forge a successful return to the big screen. Because if it's just a badass action movie with great fight scenes, that's not going to cut it. They have to also touch that Karate Kid bone, you know what I mean, and scratch that Karate Kid itch. And
but remember, Karate Kid, the first one, was a fish out of water story.
Yeah,
for the most part, it was fish out of water.
So was the Jaden movie.
Yeah, I mean, he would. I'm talking about the LaRusso. Like I said, coming from Newark, New Jersey, going to California, where everybody's so laid back, and then the what is it?
Well, that's why that was like Jaden going to China. That's why they did it that way, because it was like a fish out of water story. Putting him in China was just like putting New Jersey in California.
But at the same time, it was a fish out of water, but it wasn't the same as, because remember, Daniel-san was going through growing pains. He was growing as a teenager, finding a love interest. Then he got
Jaden was too young.
Yeah, see, so it's totally different. You know what I mean? Because he was going through things like a normal adolescent would go through during his time and going into high school. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the bullies, the jocks. Then you know what I'm saying? So that was something that was relatable to a lot of us growing up. Whereas the one going to China, all right, this black kid going to China, okay, how many black kids moved out your neighborhood to go to China? None, really. You know what I'm saying? So it was not relatable.
Right.
The Daniel-san one was relatable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why they had more impact than, if they stick to something like that, then they'll
whether I mean, kids in the 80s, moved around a lot. Like it just definitely resonated with that whole era. Karate Kid was, an 80s. Yeah, it's an 80. It sort of encapsulates that decade. And a lot of ways. Yeah, that movie. Like, there's a few. It's like Karate Kid, fucking Back to the Future. You know what I mean? A couple of boys. Yeah, I mean, you could go on for days. But
yeah, bro.
But Karate Kid looks decent. Then you have what else? Hang on. Well, it's kind of late, man. We really rode out on the Street Fighter thing. Got a lot more content out of that than I thought we were. We don't really have time to go into the whole Superman thing. I guess we'll circle back to that Saturday, because I want to talk about why Superman is so weak in the DCU trailers, and why he it's just basically all about him getting beat up or getting, just being in some way weak. And there's a very good reason why, and it basically. Yeah, well, and it proves that James Gunn is paying attention and really knows about this character, and it also has a lot to do with the comic that they're adapting it from. But we'll go all into that Saturday. We'll break it all down, dissect it, and go deep. But until then, man, y'all be safe, man. Have a good rest of your week.
Yes.
And man, thank y'all for coming and chopping it up with us. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and everybody else, man, thank y'all. And don't forget to watch the after credit scene. Peace.
Yo, my big dog, the number 6 element of hip hop. What's good, bro? Mr. Reno, what's poppin'? That's what I got, bro. I got a wit on deck.